In this video, we're going to explore how to add show and hide column functionality to a Planning Analytics for Excel dynamic report. What is being shown here is a dynamic report web sheet that has had functionality added that allows it to hide and show different columns. The user selects the different columns to show and hide in the dropdown, and by clicking the show and hide format areas, they're able to show or hide the columns that they require. Now let's move over to Planning Analytics for Excel. Well, we can see that this is a standard dynamic report that allows users to drill in and drill out of the rows. It has standard slicers that allows the users to also change the perspective of the report. The unusual component in this report is this dropdown that allows the users to select which columns should be hidden or shown. The buttons to toggle between show or hide are the show format area or hide format area. Now let's take a look at how we define this. Once we show the hidden area, you will notice that the standard formatting area for the dynamic report is still available, but we've added an additional section that it's going to allow it to determine what areas to show and hide. Let's take a look at that. The first area that we defined was the show and hide drop-down list, which was defined using Excel's data validation as a drop-down list. We are going to be using Microsoft Excel's offset formula to define what areas to show and hide. The offset formula is going to be using VLOOKUP and use the table shown here to retrieve what areas should be shown or hidden. The starting point for the offset formula is going to be C36. So all of the values shown here in this table are based off the coordinates based from here. If you look at the definition here, Q1 is defined as from the starting point, one column to the left, and then the width of 3 columns is what's selected. The height denotes the number of rows to be selected, but for us that's not going to be important because we don't care about the number of rows because we are going to hide the whole column. The area to hide Q2 is being highlighted in amber and has been defined as the 5th column from the reference point and select 3 columns after that. So that will be the definition for what to hide for Q2. This next component is what makes it all work. What we're going to do is we're going to create a name range. The name of the range depends on what you're trying to do. We've selected _HC, which stands for hide column. This name range tells Planning Analytics what to hide or show once you hit those buttons. For more information on our name ranges, please consult our documentation. The previously mentioned offset formula is what makes this selection dynamic. What I'm going to do is copy and paste that formula in here so we can take a look at what's happening in the background. As you can see, each time I change a selection in the drop-down, it selects a different area to show or hide. This is what makes that name range dynamic. This offset formula is using VLOOKUP to retrieve the ranges that it needs to show or hide. In a normal dynamic report, when I hit show format areas, it will show me the standard dynamic report formatting area. Changing that standard behavior is simple. All you have to do is rename the name ranges that were created at the original creation of this dynamic report. You only have 2 names that are necessary. One is the report data range and the other one is the hide columns. The definition is not complete. All that's left to do is to hide the areas that you don't want to show in the report. Finally, rebuild your sheet and publish it out so you can have this and enjoy it as a web sheet.